Hey guys, what's up? This is Alex Duque. Welcome back with another simple and exciting and sometimes boring tutorial. Depends on the length of it. Today we're talking about Final Gather and Global Illumination, which are topics that can extend for 100 years because they have so many applications. So I'll try to be a little brief, and what I'm going to do here is just a whole bunch of little simple tutorials, hopefully. But I don't know. What's Final Gather and what's Global Illumination? I guess that would be the best way to start. I'm gonna just make some drawings here. Now, if I had a little sphere, say it's a purple or magenta looking sphere, like that, right? Okay, let's just paint a little bit more on it. Don't mind my drawing skills with a mouse. And then you had another surface underneath it, which was a plane. And you had your light source, which is coming like here from the top. Then what's gonna happen is, in reality, when you have that light source and you had, let's suppose that whatever's cyan is white, okay? So what would happen in reality, and if this was purplish like that, was that there would be a bounce of that purple onto the ground. That's because there's the bounce of light, pretty much. That object, that light is going to hit this surface and is going to bounce around it with that tone. And that's what Final Gather computes. That's what it allows you to do. It allows you to make an object bounce its light or its color, depending on its material. And that has a whole bunch of applications. It can be either to achieve, global illumination, like soft lighting, like bounce of light. So it can be used either for the bounce of light, or it can also be used to achieve kind of like if an object was incandescent and it was emitting like light. So like if I had a light bulb and that light bulb was shiny, and let's suppose that the light bulb was yellow, then the surfaces around it would get some of the tone of that surface. So here we'll have some yellow, and here we'll have some yellow, there on top, and there on top, and throughout it will also have that. So that actually has an application, especially for like incandescent objects. And a lot of times you can think of a dome, a little dome like that, which would surround your CG environment. So inside you had your CG environment. Then that would be casting, sort of like, depending on the colors of it, it would be lighting towards the inside of every element. That's what Final Gather allows you to do. And global illumination is more with not indirect lighting. It's more concerned with direct lighting. So like if you had a light source, like a spotlight, right? Then you can tell that to cast photons. Oops. And then those photons of direct light would pretty much do exactly the same that Final Gather would do. But this time it's not concerned with the surfaces, it's concerned with the actual light source. So if it emits enough photons, it's going to tell this object, I'm receiving a lot of light, so I need to bounce some of that light around with my color. Then that's gonna, let's make it green, that's gonna bounce some of the light with some of that green. But let's just say, to keep it in simple terms, that GI, which stands for global illumination, is the effect of bounce light via light source. And final gather is the effect of bounce light via materials. Alright, that would be the best way to be able to tell the difference between one and the other. Alright, so just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna make an example with the final gather, and I'm gonna make an example with the global illumination once I actually talk about that. I don't want to get too in depth on it on this introduction. So I'll see you in the next part of this tutorial with the explanation of each one. Alright, so I'll see you.